Hello boys and girls, this is Revit Magic and Tricks. This will be a series of tutorials for those who are just starting out and want to learn Revit software. Whether if you are an architect or any engineer, today it is essential that you learn how to use Revit software in addition to your knowledge of AutoCAD software. Revit is increasingly used in the world of engineering and architectural and has become the leading software for project and documentation design. It doesn't matter if you haven't used Revit at all or know the basics. Through these simple tutorials we will try to get you as close as possible to this software so you know how to use it, to learn various tricks that you can speed up your design process. If you want to become a part of our team, like this video, subscribe our channel and follow us on the Facebook and Instagram. Relax and understand these tutorials as some kind of enjoyment and joke. So let's go. In this video we will start with the basic things about software introduction. We start with the Revit interface. The Revit version I currently use is 2019. The tools we will go through are generally identical for almost all Revit versions. When we start the software, a window opens with recent files, where we can see all the files and projects that we have opened and used. On the left side you can see that we have two groups. One is models and another is families. What are the families within Revit? I will explain in detail in one of the following videos. For now, go to the button New to start a new project. When we start a new project, Revit will ask us to choose a template to use. In these tutorials we will use design related template, more specifically architectural template, and select an architectural template. Here in create new section, check the project and go to OK. When we open a new project, in the upper part we see tabs that are divided into groups: architecture, structure, steel, systems, insert, annotate, analyze, massing and site, collaborate, view, manage, Addins, and if you have some plugins installed like I have, Enscape and Twinmotion, and in the end we have a modify tab. On the left we have two windows. One is properties and the other is a project browser. For easy of access to the program, we will switch this project browser window to the right, like this. And in the central part we have an open view from the level 1, where because of the template we have chosen to insert the markers of elevations north, south, east and west. And the upper part we have tabs like in AutoCAD so that we can see which views are open to us and move through them more easily. We will now briefly go through the tab groups within the revision. In the architectural tab, we have tools that are in specific groups. For each of these groups, these tools, I will make a separate video where I will explain in detail what it entails and how it is used. But now we will go through and explain what groups of element exist. The build group contains all the architectural elements we need to build our 3D model, such as wall, door, window. Part of the components are freestanding elements that we insert into our project, such as furniture. For example, we have a column, roof, ceiling, floor, curtain system, curtain grid, and a mullion for that curtain grid or curtain wall. In circulation tab contains communications elements such as railing, ramp, and stairs. The model group contains model text. It is a 3D text that we can insert into our model, as well as model line. It is a line placed in 3D space, and it's visible in all views. After that, we have a room and area to mark a room or some larger area in our building. In the opening group, we have different types of openings that we can make on elements such as wall, floor, ceiling, and roof. Elevator opening, for example. The data group contains levels and grid. And finally, we have the work plane group, which has tools for setting up and setting the reference plane when we drawing some elements. The structure tab contains tools used to model structure elements that can later be used to calculate the structure and load-bearing capacity of an object. The structure group contains structural elements such as beam, structural wall, column, structural floor, truss, brace, and beam system. The connection group contains connections for structural elements. The foundation group, we have three types of foundation: isolated wall and slab foundation. The reinforcement group contains elements used to reinforce elements in concrete. And you may notice that we have four repeating group and are the same as in the architectural tab. These groups are also found in the steel and systems tab to always be accessible to us depending on which group of elements we work with, whether we are an architect, structural, mechanical, or electrical engineer. In tab Steel, we have a group connection. It's a tool to choose how two steel elements such as a column and beam will be connected. In the fabrication elements group, we have steel plates and ways of joining steel elements by bolts or welding. The modifiers group contains tools for modifying the steel elements. The parametric cuts group includes tools for joining two steel elements. And finally, we have the work plane group as in architectural on structural tab. And the next tab, systems, tools are divided into three groups: HVAC group for mechanical elements, plumbing and piping, and electrical elements and equipment. This is a tab used by MAP or mechanical, electrical and plumbing engineers. And on the right we see again the components and the work plane group, such as architectural structural steel tab. In the next tab is Insert tab, which consists two groups, link and import, depending on whether we are just importing an external file such as AutoCAD or image, or we want to link some external file, another Revit file, EFC file, CAD, DWH file, topography, decal point cloud, or so on. If we link one of the files, it means that if that file is changed in another software or project, we can just simply go to Manage Link and reload that file. All the way to the right, we have a load from library, by which we bring in the families within our project. What are families? I'll explain in detail in some of the next video. The Annotate tab contains 2D tools that relate to each view separately, not to the entire 3D model of the building. We have a dimension group where the tools for dimensioning elements. In the detail group, there are 2D drawing and coloring tools, and 2D components, like some specific details of a 3D element. We have a next text group where 2D text is, unlike model text, which is in the architectural tab here, and this is a 3D text. In tag group, there are elements tagging tools, and in the color fill group contains color legends of current elements, such as marking rooms by the color. And finally, there is a symbol group through which we insert 2D elements such as a north marker on the object, an arrow for directions of the stairs, and support direction for structural floor or beam, and something like that. The next tab is the Analyze tab. There are tools for analyzing our model for the static calculation and energy efficiency of our building by create energy model. The reports and schedules group contains tools that help us to create different reports and schedules and quantities. The next tab is Massing and Site. Here we can make conceptual mass as the first sketches of our project, and when we get mass we can model curtain system, roof, wall or floor from face of that mass. The model site group includes topography tools and the site components. And the last group is the modify site, where are the tools by which we modify our topography. And the Collaborate tab provides tools to communicate with our colleagues who are working on the same project. In the Synchronize group is a tool by which we create a central model so that multiple people can work on the same Revit file at the same time. Within the tab view, we have tools in the graphic group that are related to visibility and graphics for our projects. In Create group, we have tools to create cross sections, layouts, floor plans, 3D views, and all the drawings that make up one project. On the sheet composition contains tools for sheet preparation and print preparation. To the right, we have the tools to set up our working interface. The tab Manage lists all the settings for the project we are in. This is where we adjust the materials, how to snap, line types, project parameters, project units, and other settings. In the project location group, we can adjust the exact location where our object is located to get information about the exact shadow position cast by our object at a specific time of day or on a specific date. In the design option group, we can create more options for one of our object designs and present more variants to the investor. In the Manage group, we manage every linked file or image. In group phases, we can create phases that our building goes through during construction. And to the right, in the visual programming, group is the Dynamo plugin that I will talk about a lot on this channel in other videos. The Addins tab consists all the plugins if we have installed them. Enscape and Twinmotion are plugins I have installed for rendering. You won't see these tabs unless you have one installed. We will talk a lot about Enscape on this channel in other videos. And the last tab is Modify. There are tools to modify a drawing similar in AutoCAD. Finally, on the left side, we can see the Properties window where all the settings for the selected element are located. When no element is selected, like now, then we see properties for the view currently open. In this case, that is for plans level 1. On the right is a project browser in which we can find all the views, legends, schedules, sheets, families, groups, and other linked Revit files that are in our project. In the next tutorial, we will talk about walls, what types we have, and how to draw them. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel and follow us on the Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and see you next time.